Alright, so today I'm going to be doing some muck spreading with a New Holland T6080 and that Manitou over there to load it. So over some quite exciting ground as well, quite interesting. And now for the long walk back while I get the Manitou, so the telehandler, to load the Muckspreader. Alright, now let's get the Manitou down. So I'm going to attach the muck forks to it. Don't turn that off. Oh, that's lights. Locking the buckets in place. Alright, I'm going to turn it off and relieve all the pressure in the system. There we go. Alright, you can see there's a bit of a mess right here because it's fiddling with the Muckspreader. So this takes 540 PTO, which is on neutral, so push it forward a little bit. So open the door. Okay, so I'm overlapping the old muck by about 50%. Half of it's going to be on fresh grass, half is going to be on the old stuff, just to double it up because this grass really needs manure. The shit's coming out of the spreader for a change rather than my mouth because it usually comes out of there. Okay, so I'm going to be putting it into a lower range. I've already got one pass with this load, so we'll probably get about halfway, I think. Oops. We'll probably get to about halfway, I think. This is 540, almost about 2,000 revs. It's absolutely boiling in here, hence the back window open, and it's all mucky. So I'll start. what I did right there was, when I turned the PTO off, it's a big shaft that spins back on traction to power the Muckspreader. I put it, so I'm trying to PTO off and I put it on freewheel mode. So instead of abruptly stopping, which will the shear pins will obviously break and there's a lot of strain on the system, unless the PTO idle to a stop, there's obviously a lot of protection for every component in the system. It's quite steep field this, so maybe I'll have to put the 4-wheel drive on top, but the ground seems to be quite hard. Oh, that's a dead sheet. Put that up later then. That's a shame. Never a dull moment. First gear, I need to save some muck, so we'll be faster. No massive rush to finish it all today, and it's too wet, especially going down the hill. I'm kind of digging into the soil, and I don't want the trailer to run away, or the tractor to run away. And also the Manitou is just making a right mess at the dung heap. But yeah, so no, it's quite good. As you can see, the bales over there, there's over 450, 460. There's a fair amount of bales, and there's soon to be another farm's worth of bales added to it. So that was done about, well, last week, 2 weeks ago. So there's 2 more fields to do as well. I need to finish off that one tomorrow. There's 2 more fields, but there's not too much muck. There's more muck for next year, but I don't know, I'm at like 300 tons worth or something. But yeah, the bales there. Right, so final few passes left. Just doing don't want to go along the side of the hill because I don't fancy that. The Muckspreader going side on the hill is too tippy. So it's going to be quite exciting to see whether the tractor will stall or whether it will actually go. But we'll find out. So, what went wrong here? It's going up, still have plenty of traction. See, it's not really digging into the ground much at all. This little hump, I think I hit this one last year as well. and you know, the second I hit it, just lost, you know, I lost a bit of momentum and just lost all traction right here. Oh my god, that was terrifying. See, the 4-wheel drive was on. So yes, came up, lost traction. So as you can see, I came up the hill all okay, and yeah, it was okay here. It started to spin a little bit, but just reached that one point there, and then just lost all traction. You see the 4-wheel drive spinning, and just gone from there. Once the tires were pretty slick, you know, they're not too much tread on them, and it was covered in dung, so I didn't really have much chance at all. And the grass is slightly damp, and the trailer was quite full, so there's a multitude of factors that caused it, but the main thing is, you know, nothing broke, everything's okay. So come back with the shovel and do it and fix this all up. I don't know what's got more shit, this field or my pants after that, or skid marks in fact. Fucking hell, that's enough excitement for today though. You see the tread, not much, and it wasn't as bad as this. I just drove over some manure right there, but you know, I tried putting it in reverse in a low gear to try and, you know, go down the hill slowly, because you don't want to just brake, otherwise it's how you just lock up your wheels and skid. But you know, they're trying to spin, but they're just skidding down. But luckily, the trailer was wanting to jackknife, but I kind of held it, and I deliberately put it at an angle so I could try and drive up at an angle. So note to self, let someone else do that field. By going quite fast right here, it's quite good because it cleans all the dung off the tyres. Although I have been hit in the back of the head because I keep the window open with dung. It's not the nicest feeling. Alright, so it's approaching the end of the day now, about 9 o'clock. So, done a fair bit of muck spreading today, done that extra field. It's a problem with Manitou. Appears to be leaking quite a lot of engine oil. So we're going to have to look at that. When I was driving the Manitou as well earlier, I actually caught some rock with the grab. And it just sent me absolutely flying. Oh, there's the sheep gone. Sent me absolutely flying into the front windscreen of the machine, which wasn't ideal. My head's pretty sore. Oh yeah, so we're going to be finishing up soon and the rest later. When the manure comes up off the back of the tyres and hits me, I guess you could say I've had a pat on the back. Pat on the back. Alright, so just about to start spreading this massive field behind me with muck. So it's been a couple of days since the last clips, and just let the grass dry out a bit, so I'm not making any marks. This field was cut for silage. I cut it about 2 weeks ago, and I was out till 3:30 at night cutting the field, as the trailed mower that goes in the back of it with like a 20-foot long drawbar decided to break all 4 belts that powers the conditioner on the mower, and I'll add a photo here. Also the tractor, the fuel gauge is broken on it and it ran out of fuel, which wasn't ideal, and you know, had to beat the system and whatnot. So should be quite easy to spread this field all flat. I'm not going to spread the slope as the sheep like to sit on there, and the grass is quite thick anyway, so it doesn't need any manure. So yeah, fingers crossed there's going to be nothing that goes wrong. Yeah, so I'll get started. Alright, just as you can tell by the different sets of it's a different day. Just finishing this field off. This should take too long, a couple hours maybe. Then I'll be done. Just spreading up this far. Yeah. That's the time lapse. so I'm going to call it a night here. But quite difficult parts of the field left, and I can't, because I can't see anything, it makes it rather difficult to do them. So better off just leaving it for tomorrow. That means I can tidy up properly and whatnot. Frustrating. This field's taking so long because I've just not had a good run at it. Alright, so it's the next day. Very last load. Been here for a couple hours now, and for some reason the tractor thinks it's overheating, which it's not. I can tell you that right now. It's not overheating. So not really sure what's happening. I think it's electrical, but it's pretty annoying though, because the very last load and it's still full of dung, so I can't really just leave it, annoyingly. Can't make this up, honestly. Never easy. Never easy. Famous last words. I don't think it's overheating. Oh god, I need to take my words back. You see in there's bits of belt. Let's see better on the other side. The fan belt. It's taking out everything else, all the auxiliaries. Oh my god. Oh Jesus, man. Very last load as well. I'm not even joking. Very last load. You can see down here. I don't know if you can see all the way down there. You know, no muck left. Oh. No words. Just to prove that this was the very last load, look at it. Like, honestly, this grass, we're worrying about the grass. This grass will pop up within about 2 weeks. Just scraped it all. That's mainly dirt. Oh, honestly. Okay, so this is a quick recap on how you change a fan belt on a New Holland T6080, as well as all auxiliary belts. So first of all, you have to take off the side panel here, undo the fan shroud. Once you've undone the fan shroud, you'll see a sensor back here. And there's a clip on the sensor for the fan. You have to make sure it's undone. There will also be this guard in the way, so you just take off the zip tie. So once you've got the belt here, you thread it, so well, you push it over the fan blades, so you have to stretch it a bit. It takes a little bit. Then once you got it over, you of course get it under here. Then just follow, you know, flat part of the belt to smooth part, rib part to the rib part of the belt. You get it all the way around. You may be wondering, how do I relieve tension? In order to relieve the tension, undo this side. In order to relieve the tension, you put a half inch anything, this on it, half inch anything on it, and just pull it up. It'll be very stiff, but you should be able to get it. Now I find that if you put it on this one first, then you can, if you put a little bit of oil on this, you can slide it onto this pulley here. So it's not too bad. Just make sure everything's tight, and when you're changing the belt, you may as well just change both of them over. So quite simple, probably takes about half an hour all said and done to do this, but yeah. Okay, so how do you put on the belt for the other auxiliary? I think this is the air, is it air pump? I think it is. No, this is for the air conditioner. Okay, so how you loosen the belt is, there's a bolt here. You loosen this bolt, and then you loosen this nut, and you crack this bolt here. This will allow it to push up. So once you've done that, in order to tighten it, tighten this down, and then finally nip that tight. It shouldn't be that loose, and then just tighten that in the position you want. It doesn't have to be crazy tight, but you know, but you don't want it to be flying off though. So yeah. Okay, so you're probably asking me how tight do I do it? So the general rule of thumb is to do it so you can only half a spin, so you can't spin it all the way around, only half, you know, I don't know if you can see it. So you can only spin it like that.
and basically that'll mean it's the correct tightness. And of course you want to come back to it and you want to retighten it as the belt stretches out, but the main belt should be okay though because of that auto tensioner, so it should have the correct tension no matter if the belt stretches out a bit. So I'd say that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. Shit hit the fan. Oh, I fixed it. Hey. Slightly nervous though because that fan seems out of balance. It's vibrating a bit too much, but not a day's problem. Let's get this unloaded. The reason why I wanted to do this quickly was this has been rained on, so it probably weighs about, don't know how many tons it'll weigh, but yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. It's not working. Yeah, so this will probably be the end of the video, so thank you for putting up with all my manure jokes and puns, and hopefully you enjoy the video, and I'll be posting a lot more as well. But yeah, bye for now.